Carl, I suppose firstly, the season as a whole, you must be delighted with the start you decided to make to the season.
Yeah, it's still early days, but we're very happy. Each week our performances have improved. So look, we're looking again for another improvement tomorrow night.
Where do you think the biggest improvement still needs to happen?
I suppose we're still conceding too many goals at this stage. So we have to fix that up. Defensively, we've been quite strong. It's just a few transition moments that have cost us. So look, it's something that we've been working on in all pre-season, and we'll continue to work on. It's something that we have to constantly work on to make sure we get it right.
You mentioned so it's still early. I mean, this time last year, everyone was raving about you guys, about what sort of start you made. Do you feel like this year it's a bit more balanced and you're going slightly more under the radar, I suppose?
I think we're definitely going under the radar. We're still, a lot of people still haven't really given us any credit for what we've done so far, saying that we've got an easy draw and that. But we're just looking after ourselves. We're very happy with the football we're playing at the moment. The way we're measuring our games, as I said, we keep seeing an improvement every week, and that's all we can ask from the playing group. I think again last week. We weren't at the level we wanted to be in the first half, but the playing group stood up and played what we expect from in the second half, and we expect that tomorrow from the first whistle.
Obviously, could go top of the league tomorrow if you do, at least for a day or so. Is that something that you look at and go, well, shows how well we've started, or do you think, considering how well you started last year, you've got to be careful not to get too caught up in the mania of what going to be top?
Yeah, no, look, as I said, we have our own metrics that we measure our success by, and how we're tracking during the season, and that's all we'll be looking at. We'll be looking to get the 3 points, and we'll judge ourselves on what metrics we've got set for ourselves for the season.
Ben Falami and Archie Goodwin came on half-time last week and looked very good. Did they had the chance to come in this week?
Yeah, most definitely. I think not just those two. I think Johnny Yale, when he came on, was excellent as well. And you need that. You need the whole playing group to be contributing for us to have success. And that's something that we've been getting this season. Every time that we've asked a player to come off the bench, they've had an impact in the game, which is a credit to the playing group. And when we call on players that aren't in the group, starting 11, it's important that they come on and do a job for the team.
How do you see that number 9 battle? Because Luco's obviously started every game. Archie's come off the bench. His fitness is improving week on week. You've almost made the change, regardless of the result. That 45 to 60 minute mark. Is that predetermined, or is it on the balance of the match? How are you weighing all those decisions up?
Yeah, all our substitutions are pretty much done on the balance of the game and how the game's going for us. And last week at half time, the first half wasn't where we wanted to go, and we made those 2 changes at half time. And both players in the second half made a huge difference to the way that we played. So they're pushing very strong to be starting again tomorrow night.
Is Archie's fitness levels high enough for him to start, do you think?
Yeah, they are now. It's taken a long time for us to get him to a point where he's robust enough to get himself through 70, 80 minutes, and I think he showed that last week. He played 45 minutes at a very good level. His intensity, his movement was excellent. He got his goal, which was great to see, and he had a couple of good half chances to get a second one as well. So look, we're very happy with his progress, and after him playing 45 last week, he's now available to start playing from the first whistle.
What about Steph? He's another one who's sort of come on after an hour. Is that partly a fitness thing as well? I know he had, I think, an ankle issue earlier on in the season. Has he been carrying that? Or?
No, Steph's fine. Steph takes a lot of knocks during games. And the way that he plays 100 mile an hour and provides a lot of pressing for us. So he does a lot of work off the ball. So he uses a lot of petrol tickets early in games, and we just want to make sure we keep playing with that high intensity all the way for the whole 90 minutes. So that's why we've been making those changes to Steph to bring someone else on, so we can keep that momentum going.
We've had a good run with injuries so far this season. Obviously, still got Jordan and now Ethan out as well. Has there been anything you've done differently this pre-season, start of this season, to make sure you're not picking up it?
No, look, I think, since I've been here, we've always increased, 10 to 15% from what we've done in the previous pre-season. I suppose we're fortunate enough that a lot of the players that are with us have been now with us for 2-3 years, so they're physically stronger and physically better to be able to meet the demands that how we want to play. A lot of these young boys are getting to 20, 21 years of age that have been with us for 3 or 4 years, so they're going to get better from those pre-season trainings. And I think we're starting to see the benefit of that, with young Ethan, young Luca, Panna. There's quite a few young boys there that are now just physically stronger and physically being able to run a lot more in the games.
What about Perth? Is this a danger game? Obviously, they're down in the doldrums when they've scored 2 goals. Do you have to remind the players that they're not going to have it all their own way? Yeah,
most definitely. I think we had the same last week against Brisbane. They were yet to win. We knew that they were going to come out desperate. Perth are going to be the same tomorrow, and tomorrow it's not going to be a game decided by tactics. It's going to be a game decided by the willingness of both teams wanting to work, and we're going to have to work tomorrow to get the 3 points.
This age, last week passed the record for most games from a foreigner in the A-League. What does it say about a player like him who's been around so long, obviously playing a different role now, but he's able to make that adaptation and have that sort of longevity?
Yeah, look, Hess has been, fantastic. I think, I think I've said before, I think he's the best player that's represented the club over its long journey. They're no different. This year he started exceptionally well in the middle of the defence for us, and Bart's then come back out and Issa has got moved to the bench. But when he's come on, he's been excellent in that midfield role, which is where we're used to seeing him playing. And I expect no different from Issa. He's a very competitive beast, and he pushes everyone on the training pitch. And as I said, I'm glad for him. And while I'm here, he's always going to be available for us to play.
Sweet.